For the Trailblazers, somewhere over the rainbow is home in Portland, where they will need a total team effort at the sold-out Rose Garden. And tonight, down 3-2, facing elimination, they host the Phoenix Suns with Hall of Famer Doug Collins and Craig Sager. This is Kevin Harlan with a look now at our Taco Bell starting lineups. Doug, we see 10 faces and 10 names, but the focus clearly is on Brandon Roy of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, Kevin, really a miraculous recovery after knee surgery. Came back after 8 or 9 days. Played in Game 4, gave his team a great emotional lift in that game. In Game 5, he came in and never got into a flow, got in foul trouble. Here in Game 6, he's starting. He feels like he's a guy that needs to start, get into a better rhythm to start the game. Nate McMillan is going to go with him as starter. And Kevin, you know, his mind is willing, his heart, all the stuff that you need to be a champion are there. Question is his body going to be able to hold up tonight in heavier minutes? And Alvin Gentry told us before the game, he said, we're not going to let him get started if we can help it. We're going to trap him. We're going to try to get the ball out of his hands. And we're going to make him work on the other end of the floor. So let's see how effective Brandon Roy will be tonight.
And Doug, Alvin Gentry, Amari Stoudemire, and the Phoenix Suns are coming off a Game 5 win of 107-88. The bench was huge in that game for Phoenix.
55-23, and the two culprits really were Channing Frye and Jared Dudley. 8 of 14 from 3. They combined 39 points. And Alvin Gentry said, you know, early in the series, he went away from his bench a little too early. Said, I got to let my bench play. It's worked for us all season long. He stuck with them the other night. They had 55 points. Steve Nash only played 28 minutes in that game. And something's got to give here tonight, Kev. 5-0 here for the Blazers. And Game 6 is at home. And the Suns have done well in closeout games 4-1.
Our crew tonight, Danny Crawford, along with Sean Corbin and Bob Delaney. And here we go. And Roy, who starts tonight, as Doug said, gets it off to Andre Miller. He's picked up by Hill. That was a change that Alvin Gentry made earlier in this series. And they got Richardson on Roy. A quick double on Aldridge. You've seen a lot of that in this series. Here is Batum into Camby as they work right around Grant Hill.
Well, you're going to see the Phoenix Suns, when that ball is in the air going into the post, LaMarcus Aldridge, they're going to trap him and force him to give the ball up. That was a nice play by Batum. Instead of shooting the jump shot, making the extra pass to Camby.
Richardson had a monster game earlier in this series. 42 points. It kind of swung the series toward the Suns. Camby will be on him. And a three by Richardson, Doug, who continues to be a barometer for this Phoenix team.
Yeah, and the fans just went, ooh, because in Game 3, he had 8 of 12 from 3, had 42 points in that game. That was a turner back in the series after they had lost home court in Phoenix.
This is Camby, whose rebounding has been terrific, but they let him fire from outside. And Steve Nash, they want to push the pace. That'll be huge for Phoenix tonight as Amari Stoudemire fires over Aldridge. And the Phoenix Suns have started 2 of 2.
Now, when you look at Amari Stoudemire's numbers, Kevin, his points are down, but he's been very efficient. They've been trying to take the ball out of his hands. He's done a nice job. He's going to have to do a better job rebounding the ball tonight. Only 6 rebounds he's getting in this series. They're going to need more rebounding.
They go inside. Aldridge gets a wonderful feed from Marcus Camby on top. And Nash the other way, met by Roy. Roy is on Nash. We've got a cross matchup because Batum is guarded by Nash at the other end. There's Stoudemire, and he hits from outside. So Stoudemire, Doug, has begun well. You said he's had a good series, scoring well, starting 2 of 2.
Well, he steps out and makes that jump shot, makes it awfully tough to guard him because he's used to getting that ball in the paint. This is Grant Hill knocking the ball loose from Andre Miller. That was the big switch that Alvin Gentry made in Game 2 after a 31-point first game.
And Nash, who's been very efficient himself. Nice rebound by Jaron Collins. Still no Lopez, dealing with the bad back. It's Stoudemire inside. Miller got in the way of the pass, as Richardson did right there. Hill out to Richardson, teeing up a 3. He's knocked down 2 triples to start the game.
Yeah, he is playing with such great confidence. He has the defensive matchup of Brandon Roy, so very important for him on both ends. When he gets that jump shot going, all that does is pick up your level of defense.
Hill is on Miller. The shot clock is down to 9. Here we have a whistle away from the ball. It's like Stoudemire was trying to jockey for position. He picks up a personal foul, number 1 on Amari.
Nice eye contact here as Jaron Collins is trying to get to the three-quarter side. You see him there trying to take that pass away. The ball swings, and Jaron Collins does not see it. You got to readjust your position. and Aldridge made him pay for that one.
It's Aldridge from outside. This is over Collins. Rebound was tapped by Hill and picked up by Richardson, who's off to a great start for the Phoenix Suns.
The Suns want Aldridge to have to shoot the ball 15 feet or further out. This is Jason Richardson. What
a foul, too, on the push there by Aldridge at the very end as you take a look at Nate McMillan. And you're right, what a great start by this guy.
Well, normally layups trigger a guy being able to step out and shoot the three. Just been the opposite here. Now you knock down a couple threes. Now the defense has to really close on you, and you beat the guy off the dribble. Portland does a lot of switching, Kevin, and the Suns have to be good and read those. I thought in game one they over-dribbled a little bit too much. I thought in game four when they lost, they threw the ball in the post and stood around a lot. So even with all the switches, they've got to keep that ball moving.
In this series, Jason Richardson has been averaging 22 points a game and shooting well from the field at 50%. He's already got 9. So he is playing well. That's the kind of start they expected from him or the Phoenix Suns. They can close it out tonight here in Portland, a raucous arena with 8:52 to play. Jason Richardson of the Phoenix Suns has got 9 of their first 13 points. Doug, as we take a look at the cold hard facts, your keys to the game tonight.
Well, both coaches said pace of game. Alvin Gentry said we want to push the ball on every occasion. The Suns, when they have won, have averaged over 111 a game. When they have lost, under 94. And the easy point category, you see points in the paint, second chance, fast break, free throws. In game 5, the Suns were plus 43 in those 4 areas. In game 4, when Portland won, they were plus 20. Three-point shooting, the Suns already plus 6. So we've talked about Brandon Roy. How effective will he be tonight? How many minutes can he play? And he's not gotten a shot here yet early in this game.
The shot clock here is down to 9. Here is Roy. Doug just said he hasn't taken a shot. Richardson will defend. A little hedge there by Hill, who goes back over on Miller. And then Hill goes over and watches the shot by Aldridge. Hill all over the floor, guarding 3 different players on that one possession. And here comes Steve Nash.
Well, he tried to help out on Brandon Roy when the ball swung. He was in rotation and went all the way to the corner, got a hand in the face on Aldridge. They want Aldridge to be a jump shooter to about 15 to 17 feet. They want to take away his easy layups and points in the paint, especially at the free throw line.
Aggressive Stoudemire takes it inside. The ball was knocked away by Camby. Marcus Camby, who is a mid-season acquisition, picks up the foul. Number 1 on him as we take you over to Craig Sager.
Well, Doug, you mentioned that Portland had never lost a game 6 in the playoffs at home, 5-0. The most memorable one was June 5th, 1977. You and Dr. J combined for 46 points, but not quite enough. Portland won the game 109-107 and the NBA champion. Sorry to bring up bad memories.
No,
I remember that game well.
People love me in Portland for that. So anytime I'm here, they love that. So, but actually, we got off to a 2-0 start in that series. Game 2, we won by about 25. Right at the end of that game, there was a fight between Daryl Dawkins and Maurice Lucas, the great Blazer, the assistant coach who's been battling bladder cancer here all year long. And we want to send out our regards to Maurice, but that fight turned it around. They won 4 straight and beat us 4-2.
The Suns run an early 9-0 lead, and again Batum playing with a very bad right shoulder, although not taped up, but not in good shape. The shot clock at 6. They swing the defense over there. Watching Miller. Oh, coming down hard, right on his elbow. Marcus Camby, but he pops back up, and here comes Steve Nash. That stops a 9-0 run by the Phoenix Suns.
You see Andre Miller holding his left wrist, it looks like, as well.
Quick trap on Stoudemire. Look at the length over there. He tried to get away, and they call him as he steps out of bounds. Stoudemire, Doug, has picked up his 2nd personal.
Well, Grant Hill roaming once again, trying to give help on Roy. Roy gives the ball up, and you see the collision there. Miller goes down, and then Camby hits hard right after him on the ground, so we'll have to keep our eye on both of these guys.
Stoudemire's going to check out with his 2nd personal foul. Earlier in the series, he was called a dirty player by Batum on an elbow. We'll get more into that story a little bit later on, but he is out, and Channing Frye is in the game. Frye coming off the huge game, 7 of 11 the other night in game 4, and he had 20. As Nash watches Batum, that ball was tipped out of bounds, and Doug, the shot clock is at 9.
Now, Grant Hill is so active, working off the ball defensively. Anytime Andre Miller goes off the ball, Grant Hill is looking to help, either on LaMarcus Aldridge